Our share of that that project is $110,000 plus minus, so I put in $120,000 in here to add 10% to that number just so we're covered. I also put $100,000 in this appropriation for rehabilitation of Woodland Lane North and Dawson Court. Those are the next streets that are on our 10-year program for 2010. So, remembering of course that this is only an appropriation, the village isn't obligated to spend any of this until we either design the project on Woodland and Dawson or until we get the final costs from the state on Saunders Road. These numbers are deliberately broad. So I would, my recommendation, our recommendation is for the board to pass a resolution appropriating $220,000 for maintenance of roads and streets in 2010, and then we'll take.
Do we have any idea how much money we're going to get?
We have money in the bank.
Right, we have, I think there's probably on the order of 300,000 unobligated, and then there's much more that's actually in the account that we just need to sort out paperwork with IDOT.
Have a motion, Trace?
So, what he said.
Second. All in favor?
This motion to adopt the resolution.
Adopt the resolution. Okay, since it's money, we have to take a roll call.
Trustee Masters.
Aye.
Trustee Spada.
Yes.
Trustee Chamberlain.
Aye.
Trustee Graddiger.
Yes.
Trustee Haver.
Yes.
Trustee Coonson.
Aye.
Resolution passes.
Okay.
Thank you.
It'll be 10-2-1 again.
Resolution.
It's a resolution.
No numbers on
It's a
resolution.
resolution.
Yeah.
No numbers on resolution.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, resolution. All right.
Yes, but it's different.
That's
What is it?
just 10-2-1. It's 2-1. So it has its own numbering.
It's our 10 to
Our 10-2-1.
Ah, there you go. All right, first reading of an ordinance providing, adding provisions of the village code concerning the offense of obstructing identification.
No, you're looking at scratch language in the, we are ordinance adding provisions concerning the offense of obstructing identification.
Okay. So be it. Tell us what this is about.
Maybe I'll ask our chief to tell us what this is about. Sorry, he forced me to put this on.
Effective January 1st this year, the state put out a statute that basically says exactly what Part B of our proposed ordinance says. And basically what that allows for is for the police to charge somebody giving false name or false address, false date of birth to a police officer. This is for people who are lawfully arrested or lawfully detained, or people who we have reason to believe are a witness to a crime. In the past, people could give us whatever name they want, but now the state has come up with a to make it a Class A misdemeanor to give that kind of false information. So I would just like the option to be able to also charge this as a local ordinance in more minor offenses rather than charge them with the state statute. Part A of this is already in the ordinance. That's just about interference with the police officer. So that's unchanged. Part B is the new part of the ordinance.
Have a motion to waive first reading?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want to do a second reading and adoption today?
Sure.
Have a motion for second reading and adoption.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Any more
And
discussion?
is the
Any more
Part B,
discussion?
is the Part B written exactly as the state statute?
Yes.
Really? So there's a new state statute that says that if I'm a witness to an offense, I must give you my name and
You
address?
can't give me a false name.
But I don't have to give you anything.
No, I can't force you to give me any information, but if you give me false
False
information, that's against the law.
Wow. That's a pretty strange distinction.
It's a legislative act.
Someone needs to take that second.
Don't talk.
There's something wrong with that.
Strange there. You're taking the,
Is this part of the criminal code and not?
Yes, the Illinois Criminal Code.
The difference is it allows us to prosecute it locally with Doug's Act and then take it to the state.
Exactly.
Comments?
We don't have the right to enact a criminal code.
What we would do is an ordinance violation rather than
I understand that. Okay,
So that's the,
Let's do it anyhow.
I'm saying is,
They're going to sue
But all the we have many statutes on the books right now that are on criminal code, disorderly conduct, theft. I mean, they all come under the criminal code, we can charge them all over possession of marijuana.
Okay.
We're just kidding you, we're gonna go.
Roll call,
What is the penalty then?
It's punishable by a fine.
the penalty section is the same in the, all the
Run from a
penalty
tree.
provisions in the section. are the same. Civil penalties.
If I can, by the tree.
Trustee Spotted.
Yes.
Trustee Masterson. Aye. Trustee Coombs. Aye. Trustee Hager. Trustee Grattan.
Yes.
Trustee Chamberlain.
Aye.
Passes.
10-2.
10-2-2.
10-2. Committee reports, Mr. Bender.
Very simple building report, which states that in the period from January 1st to the 31st of 2009, we had a total construction value of $463,500 and fees to the village of $8,294. Most of this was comprised of a commercial renovation and remodel. There was very little done in the private sector. Now, in this year, during the same period, January 1 to the 31st, we had one sewer tap out of repair. Total construction value of $2,200 and fees to the village of $100.
You don't get a
It's-
commission check.
It's as slow as it can be, but really outside of the commercial that we did last year at this time, it's no worse than last year was. It just hasn't gotten better.
Thank you. Trustee Masterson? Trustee Spotted?
I started the appropriations ordinance and we'll have it within 60 days, 45 days.
Trustee Hager?
Nothing to report.
Trustee Chamberlain?
Oh, I have lots to report. For forestry, I received comments from trustees Spadek, Greditor, and Kumjian regarding improvements for our forestry program, and I will, along with my own, and I will be meeting with Mr. Stewart in the morning. There's an issue that just came up yesterday that I want you all to be aware of with the NSSRA. The director called me because somebody from Riverwoods had called him, and she was concerned that she couldn't get her son into the adult day program because it was full, and that she was not going to be receiving priority over non-residents. Now, the NSSRA policy is that a resident would receive priority. However, for this particular program, we have a cooperative sharing agreement with the Center for Enriched Living, and they have a different policy. Their policy is that, first come, first served. So because it's a contractual negotiated agreement between the two of us, the two entities, the negotiated compromise was that they would allow people in from, they wouldn't give priority to residents, however,
Who
non-residents
would
would
get
get
priority?
the Center for Enriched Living, but that non-residents would be charged extra. So I just want to let you know that the NSSRA board is going to be discussing this again later this month. So if you have any comments about this issue, let me know, because I obviously will be speaking for Riverwoods and how we want to go about this. If we were to say, we, NSSRA, were to say, no, you need to enforce our policy, it might be a deal breaker for our agreement. We don't know. So I just want to let you be aware, so if you have any comments, let me know. And they also, NSSRA is going to be having their fundraiser on March 6th, so if anybody's interested in going, let me know. Bike path, since we sent out the letter, I have received more comments. However, interestingly, I still haven't heard from at least half of the people we sent letters